also talked about a deeper bond with the product. Nostalgia.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today will be the first of hopefully many car reviews, and today I'm reviewing Joe's EK9. Now, I've previously spoken about the EK9 and the EM1 and comparing it to what we got over here in the UK and what you guys got over in the States if you're watching from that side of the pond. We went through quite a lot of details, and I'll link that video above, but just for those people that are unaware, the EK9 came with bigger brakes, a lighter chassis, partially seam welded or stitch welded. It also came with Recaro seats, a limited slip differential, and an extra 24 horsepower over the standard 158 that we saw in the EM1. So the EK9 overall, quite a nice piece of kit. It's definitely, with its lighter chassis, stiffer chassis and more power, a lot quicker than what we would, consider when we're comparing it to the EM1 and EK4 that we got over here in the UK, the hatchback B16A variant. So this car is a little bit special, and it's also coming to age in the United States. They were originally produced in 1997, meaning that in 2022 they'll be exportable over to the US market, and they are a very clean car, as you've just seen. So we'll jump in the car now and meet the owner. So this is Joe. He owns this lovely example of an EK9. There's so many period correct features on it, I don't know where to start. Yeah, Joe, tell me about the car.
Well, it's a 99 Honda Civic Type R EK9. I bought it 2 years ago, well, just about 2 years ago, for, I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it. But apart from that, I've just done little bits and bobs just to make it a bit more mine, a bit more tasteful for how I wanted it.
Yeah, sort of like to your taste, more bespoke. Yeah. And what sort of things have you changed on it to make it more of your own?
Steering wheel, because it had one I really didn't like on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the original one though, but I put the spoon momo on. Things like the wing mirror glass, shift linkage and stuff like that's all been changed. Rear view mirror, just things like that. Yeah,
all spoon items, by the way, for those people.
Yes.
They can't see, but yeah, he's got the spoon side mirror, spoon centre mirror,
spoon titanium shift knobs.
Yeah, there's a lot of spoon going on. He's got the intake as well, as you saw previously on the cinematics, and he's done a lot of really cool little things. Like, you've just shown me your centre console and the blanking plate. Would you mind just showing them that, because that's pretty cool.
I've got the 7-inch screen just behind here, just so I can have my sat nav and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but just to keep really the original look, you just pop that back over the top, and then
that's really smart. I love that. Really do love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that center console piece looks really nice. Yeah. And you've got a Recaro
bucket seat from the early 90s. Things like the stuff I didn't come with, like it didn't come with the floor mats. Placed the flare for a road legal one, just so I didn't get pulled over for it. And then just general tidying up, just making it a bit nicer, give it a good polish and stuff like that, and just maintained it well.
Yeah. And it is really well thought out, I must say, as far as what items you've chosen to fit on it. They're all period correct.
Yeah.
Majority of them are spoon. The carpets that you've fitted are obviously dealer options. Am I right in thinking that?
They came in an RX, but you could option them, but this one didn't have them from factory.
Yeah. So Mugen pedals as well, I've noticed. Yeah.
Mugen pedals, the C-to-B pillar braces, stuff like that, just to tighten it up a little bit more, just to make it just a bit more tight on the road.
Yeah, really nice example, and can't wait to let's get it on the road. Let's see what it's like. Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna go for a little drive now. Joe's gonna take me out for a spin in it, and
then stick you behind the wheel.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have a little go, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's definitely a lot louder with the
without the silencer.
With the silencer out, yeah. You were saying as well, just before I jumped in, how low these seats are. He's got the spoon lower profile seats as well. God, that's a lot louder, isn't it? I don't know if the camera does it justice, but this is very loud. Wow, look at this road. The look of disgust on that guy's face when we drove past. It's got all the angry bees, hasn't it? Rigid. You say you've not got coilovers on it?
No, it's just on springs.
That crossover's insane, isn't it?
It's so fucking loud.
I can't believe it's not got coilovers with how stiff and rigid it feels. I see what you mean about the mid-range, even though we're not hitting VTEC.
Yeah,
the mid-range is really good. I'm going to bob the window up because the soundtrack might be killing the audio completely, although it is a very good soundtrack. What springs have you got on it then for it to be so
just
stiff?
feedback?
Just eyeback?
Eyeback, that's it.
Yeah. See, they're the springs that I bought for mine, but wow.
And I'm short shift, I'm shifting at 6,000.
Yeah. It's just the changeover, it's just so loud in comparison. Wow, that's a big, that could have been airborne.
Yeah, I'm being careful because the tyres are quite wide, so it does scrub a tiny bit.
The roads are wet as well, so we're not really going for it, we're just getting a feel for the car, and it's just exciting, and that's what Hondas are about, aren't they, really? It's just about having fun.
Low power, high excitement.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was 9.
Well, so it's eyeback springs, it feels really, really stiff. Obviously, this in comparison to like an EM1 has stiffer shock absorbers, slightly bigger rear anti-roll bar,
yes,
and no doubt with the brace in the back as well, that's probably what's making it feel so rigid.
It's got a spoon tyre bar, spoon rear strut brace, spoon front strut brace, and then two tyre bars as well.
So spoon strut braces as well. The EM1 comes standard with like a factory top mount on the
same
front.
one as the EK9.
Yeah, but the
red.
yeah, but the other braces and everything you've done to it definitely makes it feel a lot more connected.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is your daily?
No, not anymore.
No, I'm gonna say.
It was for the first year.
It's well too.
It's very aggressive now.
Yeah, it's too much. My car on coilovers, although I didn't have hardly as many strut braces. I'm talking about the EG. It wasn't this bouncy and this.
No.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what it's like when I put the coilovers on.
And what brand have you gone for?
I've got BC Race.
Yeah, the BC Racing coilovers, they're nice to be fair, they're a good quality coilover.
Fantastic. I had them on my EK9 before this.
Yeah, yeah.
I went for a bit softer spring rate this time.
I don't know if that's a copper X5. Oh no.
Sanyong.
What is that? It looked like an X5 from distance.
That's the thing as well with this engine, it wants to rev out.
Definitely, you can just tell with how it is. As soon as it hits VTEC, it's just all play.
Yeah, I think it's just with it being the same block as a V8C, just destrobed.
Yeah,
It wants to go.
Like it's too wet and stuff in it to get really on it, but
I can't wind it out.
Yeah, it's just so fun even though you can't get to it.
I mean, I'm shifting it like 6.5.
yeah. I mean, you can just feel it though as well. You can feel how much it wants to be up the top end of the rev range.
Yeah, 100%.
It starts pulling really late on. I think that one of the most exciting parts of this car as well has got to be the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
It sounds brilliant. Jesus. It just makes you smile, doesn't it? Like, it's just
it's just so fun. I mean, like, you're not going very fast.
No, we're not, no, we can't.
But you've got the biggest smile on your face.
It's just so involving. Hardly a tunnel. It's just because it's so involving, isn't it? That
Oh yeah, it's
how
it's just you and the car.
it's how firm it is, the soundtrack, how eager it is to go up higher in the rev range, the whole experience. This is an EK9. Like if I could build an EK9, this is the experience that I'd want from it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I appreciate that. It's just, I just built the car I wanted to own. Because you can't, like, if you wanted to, you could drive it every day.
The seats are comfortable enough, so this Recaro's nice.
Yeah.
Don't know about your Recaro.
This seat's fantastic for how old it is. But I do still have the standard one. I prefer the lower seat position and just the general fit of a fixed bucket seat.
Yeah, don't blame you. It's just so involving, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Like I say, once you drive it, like just the first pull away, you'll feel it.
And you see you've got a spoon ECU on it as well.
I do, yeah.
So I've noticed the spoon arm on the engine intake to sort of delete the resonator from the intake.
Yes.
Spoon plugs, spoon style rocker cover.
Yeah.
Plug leads, should I say?
Yeah.
Spoon, is it a 4-into-1 manifold? The early one?
Yes. 4-in-1.
Custom B-pipe spoon,
N1.
rear silencer, N1 rear silencer.
Spoon steering wheel.
It's the full. This is a spoon car, basically, isn't it?
It's getting there.
What brakes have you got on it? Have you done anything with the brakes?
Just PBS pads.
Yeah. Decent pads, to be fair.
Alright, yeah. For the weight of the car, they're absolutely spot on. A bit on the squeaky side, but what can you do? Like
Do you want to do a UE and head back and...
Yeah. Do a UE and swap positions?
Yeah, that'd be cool, yeah.
Just adjust the seat as needed.
Just fall into the bucket seat. Seat positions it's so much better, so much lower, but at the same time, because I'm lower, my arms are more extended.
Yeah. Other side.
Oh yeah. There's your fighting point.
Just rev it, just on and off. Give it a good.
Yeah. This the right road?
Yeah, just following this one. Bit more open road for you there.
Now, here's a question.
Yep.
What's 40 mile an hour in kilometres? Because that's all I've got.
So if you look on the map here, it's
oh, have you got it on the...
Yeah, I just put it on just there for you. So 30s, 50.
I'm at 60 k's.
60s, it's about...
Speed. There we are, yeah. Just needs a little bit more on the floor.
Gets a bit tight, yeah. Because the VTEC's earlier, you fall into it, so you don't have to rev it all the way out. You can.
Yeah. That changeover is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just everything's just so tight. Like the steering feels really tight. The brakes are nice and eager. The brakes really remind me of my EG, to be fair. Because I had the full. The full same size discs as this, same size calipers. Yeah, everything's just so tight. Like the seat, even the seat's nice and firm and tight, so you just feel everything.
It's not uncomfortable for how aggressive of a tight hold it has on you. It's still quite comfortable.
Yeah.
but it's not too aggressive where you have to be dead on all the time. You can still sort of relax while driving it. Like now you're in fifth, you can just cruise it and just.
I think as a passenger, because you can't feel it through the pedals and through the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I think every bump and jolt and everything takes you by surprise.
Yeah.
And I think my EG were a little bit like that with the coilovers.
Yeah.
When I fitted those, whereas this now in its state, as you're driving, because you can feel everything, it doesn't jolt you around as much as a driver.
No,
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's nice and easy to drive. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It wants you to progress. It wants you to drive it harder, but it doesn't.
It feels lovely.
Yeah, it doesn't bite your head off if you push it. Obviously, it will if you push it too far. But
yeah. And the throttle's eager when you're like rev matching and stuff like that. But I think what I was doing was, because the brake's so high up.
Yes.
When I was trying to sort of big toe, little toe, as I call it, because I can't heel and toe, because my foot's too big.
Yeah.
But I think because the brake's so high up, it feels like you have to give it a little bit more throttle than a normal V16.
That's probably just for the pedals.
It's just because the pedal being
the accelerator
higher.
itself is actually quite.
Sneaking behind that van. But yeah, you were saying, it's probably just the pedal.
Yeah, obviously, but the upside is obviously with the mugen pedals, you get the bigger accelerator, so it does mean that you've got more of a chance of catching the accelerator when you downshift.
Yeah, they are closer together. I've noticed that. It does feel good. I see what you mean now with the spoon centre mirror as well. It's so wide.
Yeah.
It throws me off because you have to like readjust your eyes to it because you're
used to everything looking really close.
Normally,
but obviously with the side mirrors as well, you get used to it really quick. But once you go back to a normal mirror, it's a bit of a hard thing to go back.
It just wants it, doesn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Sort of feathering the throttle, just giving us a bit of space between the cars in front, because we are in traffic now, unfortunately. But yeah, it's so confidence inspiring because of how connected everything is, and how tight everything just feels.
It's very predictable.
Brilliant. Yeah. It reminds me so much of my EG, and I'm missing it so much driving this. It's just, I'll tell you something that I've noticed as well. The steering wheel size in comparison to the EP3 wheel I've got, is very, very similar.
So it's a 340.
Yeah. I think that's about a 350, so that's probably why I expected it to be like the 321.
Oh god, no.
That's what I had in my EG, and it was
like a go-kart.
Didn't have power steering, it was horrible. But it doesn't feel too big for the car, which is why I went for the 320. But yeah, I think this is the way to go. This is definitely a much better.
Yeah, 340. It's also because it's not like, even though it's an aftermarket wheel, it's not really chunky. It's quite a skinny wheel.
Yeah. I wish we weren't in traffic, because this is it's brilliant. This is, like I was saying earlier, this is definitely what you'd want from an EK9. You'd want something that's nice and, calm it down a bit with the revs, but nice and planted, nice and responsive on the throttle, and even though it's not a crazy fast car, it's just so enjoyable because it's so involving.
That's the thing, like it doesn't have a lot of power, but it doesn't need it.
Yeah, the PBS pads, just letting you know they're there.
Squeaking away again.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's really nice to put together.
Just a shame it's raining and now it's wet.
It's the experience, though.
Oh yeah, like I say, you don't have to be driving fast to enjoy it. It's
just really involving. I love it. The only thing I'd change, and this is me being so nitpicky now, is just the seating angle.
Yeah, that's just obviously
got a bit of a gangster lean.
That's just because of how random my body is. When I'm sat in it, I'm sat right nice. Yeah. But that's the thing, a seating position's a personal thing, isn't it? If it's your own car, obviously you'll set it how you want.
With it being a bucket, I just sort of expect buckets to be really like
upright.
Yeah. So I suppose past experience of bucket seats probably making me feel like it's a bit far back, but definitely personal preference.
Yeah.
And like I say, that's me being really nitpicky.
Like I say, it's one of them things.
Brilliant.
Like, I mean, if I brought some Allen keys, I would have adjusted it for you, but I'm not that prepared.
Like you say, from
starts to pick up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it is really, really nice. And you say it doesn't have engine mounts, but then gear changes are so direct, it makes me think it's...
Yeah, it's just
mounts.
it's just standard engine mounts, but I think it's quite a lot down to the D10 springs that I put in. They are fantastic.
Makes it feel really notchy.
Yeah, it means that you know when you put it in gear, you can feel it go into the gear. It's not wallowy, nice and tight. It's still got the original shifter bushes.
So one thing I've noticed as well, just directly comparing it to my EM1, is that the steering wheel's so precise.
Yeah, so the rack is slightly different.
Yeah, I was going to say the ratio of the steering rack's slightly tighter. One to 3, is it? Same as a DC2?
Like that, yeah, it's exactly the same as a DC2, yeah.
Yeah, which again, that's why I had my EG.
Yeah, which is why it's
so much better. So much better.
Just when you're trying to turn around, it's not as easy.
Not as forgiving.
You don't have as much lock. But
yeah. 3.10 becomes a 4.5.
I mean, I'd rather take that extra turn and have that gearbox and have that ratios. Because like I say, that you don't realise how much an LSD makes a difference until you use one.
Yeah. Like, limited slip differentials. It's so much better as well when you try and get the power down out of the corner.
Yeah. Especially front wheel drive.
Yeah.
It's wet, it's like...
On that subject, see if we can just give it a little bit. Just pulling the car in there. Yeah,
and that part of the road was wet. It was really wet.
You could just feel the outside wheel though just push your car into the bend, can't you? I love the limit slip dips. I had the YouTube Q7 box in the EG from the Civic Type R.
So you had the nice tight. It's good gearbox as well. The ratios are fantastic on that box.
You can just, when it's got enough grip to push you in.
Yeah.
And you can fit, like this car, I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't comfortable with how much feedback the car gave me. But you can tell with this car that as soon as it was on the edge of traction, you'd have let off and it'd have continued to rotate on the corners because of how well set up it is, how well dialed in it is. I can't believe it's only on the springs.
Yeah. On springs, the coilovers are at home.
Yeah.
I think it just gives a lot to shows how Honda built this car.
Yeah.
They built it to do its job, and even in today's standards, like the likes of the shocks and the bushes and stuff are still fantastic. I mean, I don't know if they've been changed for a new set before I owned it, but they look fantastic. There's no cracks or anything in the actual engine mounts themselves, so they still look fantastic.
The spoon ones are very, very similar to OE. Yes. Use a stiffer rubber, so I wonder if they're spoon.
Wasn't by me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's one less thing for me to buy.
It definitely feels a lot stiffer than my engine mounts on my EM1. Definitely. Everything just feels. I mean, the stitch welded chassis in places as well will contribute a lot towards
the overall stiffness of the chassis.
The overall stiffness of the chassis, but it just feels brilliant. Are we right here?
We're home.
We're back. I went for the indicator again on the left.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to in here.
My EG's got it on that side, but the M1 hasn't. I've been driving that for well over a year. Yeah,
that's the thing. Once you go back to the EG, you'll be trying to knock your wipers on and stuff like that.
One of my friends tried flashing somebody and it just sprayed water all over the windscreen. Like, oh look, it's so and so. Like, psh, can't see now, mate. Oh wow, it's just so involving, mate. It's a really, really nice, well put together. The parts on it are just choice parts. They're the sort of things that you'd want, and it's just a really nice put together car, mate. It feels brilliant.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
I really appreciate you taking the
time,
mate.
Anytime you know where I am.
Yeah.
Just pop up. Yeah. Especially if it's dry.
It's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. It's just really involving. Turn those wipers off, but just really involving driving, and that's what they're about.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're about.
Is this the finished piece then? Is this the finished product?
Oh no.
You mentioned coilovers?
Yeah, there's always something to change.
Yeah.
Still parts to buy. It's one of them. I think a new seat's next.
Yeah.
I think I need a new bucket seat.
Yeah, it's very cozy though. It does feel really nice. Even though you say, yeah, it's a very early 90s.
This is old, yeah.
Early 90s
Very
seat.
old seat.
Yeah, I love how you've done that as well. You've sort of kept everything, you know, as period correct as you can as well.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things, like, I don't want to overdo it. It's one of those cars where they are massively overdone by some people, so I wanted to keep it subtle, but enough that I'm happy with how it looks.
This is dailyable for a driver, but I can tell you as a passenger, it didn't feel that way.
Oh no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's definitely a daily, like an owner's car.
Yeah, for that reason, it's like perfect for like a driving car. Definitely for a driver's car, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely like an owner's car. It's not the sort of thing that you take your other half out for dinner in, even though it is funny.
Brilliant. Well, that concludes today's video, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Really, really brilliant experience of a car. That's probably the best way of putting it. And thank you very much again, Joe.
Anytime.
Let me have a go. Brilliant. Thank you very much for watching.
See
Subscribe
that,
if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you in the next one.
It haunts me how the absence of you makes the